Hello. So I get this question all the time from parents saying, is this a good time for me to start doing this work around college financial planning? I have a freshman, or I have a sophomore, I have a rising senior. When should I do this? Should I wait? Is this the right time? And so, in order to answer that question, I always talk to them about something called PPY. PPY stands for prior year. And this is a term used in the financial aid space around how parts of the financial aid calculation are made. So let's just take a little bit of a step back, and I just want to talk very high level about your financial aid forms. So there's two different financial aid forms that you will be potentially submitting, depending on the schools on your child's list, when your child's a senior in high school. So when you're doing these forms are going to ask you financial information. And that financial information includes income for parents, income for students. It's also going to ask about assets. But today with PPY, I want to concentrate on the income questions. So again, PPY stands for prior year, and this was put into place several years ago by President Obama. So what this rule says is when you're submitting financial aid forms, it's a 2-year look back as far as the income that you're going to be disclosing, your earnings and your adjusted gross income. Okay. So let me give you an example, because I think examples help kind of solidify things in people's minds. So if you have a child that's going to college starting in fall 2023, for example, the tax year that's going to be asked about when you're submitting financial aid forms when your child's a senior in high school is 2021. So an easy way to remember how prior year works in your family with your different kids, because you're going to have different years if you have several kids, right? Is think about when your child's going to school. So whatever that is, if it's fall 2023, just subtract 2 from that year. And that's going to be the year that's going to be asked about on the financial aid forms for that school year. So if you have a child that's going to start college in fall 2023, the first tax year that you're going to be disclosing information for is 2021. So when parents get to the point where they're submitting financial aid forms, with this example I'm giving you, that would be in fall 2022. When your child's a senior in high school, that's when you're going to be submitting these forms. And 2022 at that point is almost over, right? As far as a tax year. And that's not the year that's being asked about. It's 2021, which in your mind, I mean, it's long gone by then, right? 2021. So what you really want to remember is that it's this tax year starts in the middle of your child's sophomore year in high school. Okay, middle, January 1 of your child's sophomore year in high school. That's why it's called prior year. Like it's way back. It's not the income when your child's a senior. It's not the income when your child's mostly in their junior year of high school. It's a 2-year look back. So back to my original question, when parents say, well, Peg, can't we wait? Isn't there time? My child's, almost done with their junior year. Can't we wait till the summer or beginning of senior year? I love it when people do this planning during their child's sophomore year in high school because of prior year. Because I don't want parents to create income in a year that matters for the financial aid forms that they didn't need to create. So for example, creating a big capital gain. Sometimes people take distributions from their 401k for different reasons. And then they've got income on their tax return that down the road could hurt their need-based aid eligibility with colleges. And then they have to go back to the college and explain what happened and get the college to recalculate. So that's why I really like for parents to do the planning so they understand, you understand your situation. Knowledge really is so important for parents in the college financial planning space. So prior year, that's how it works. And that's why it's important to do some of this planning ahead of time so that you don't make mistakes that might kind of, kick you in the butt later, honestly, right? Okay. Or give you some hassles later that you have to get yourself out of, right? With colleges. So if you're listening now and you have a child that's a senior or a junior, no worries. Like, don't be stressed, right? Take a deep breath. You are where you are. Start thinking about the planning now if you haven't done that yet. Start digging in and understanding some things. Don't worry about it, right? You're going to be reporting on other tax years as well. And I'll talk about that in another vlog. This one I just really wanted to focus on what is prior year, because a lot of parents don't know what that is. So that's what prior year is. So if you do have a sophomore, or if this is keeping you up at night and you have a freshman, it's not too early to get the ball rolling. And as always, enjoy the journey.